everybody, or ladies and gentlemen who are watching. Tonight, we are going to go rapid fire through an entire list of essential oils that Young Living has discounted for us this week. It is the epic Black Friday sale. We have never seen a sale like this in the history of Young Living, certainly not the last almost 8 years that I've been a member or any of you have been members in our team. So normally, if you have can remember from back in other Black Fridays, we have had like a single day where you have 24 hours to stock up on all of the great sales. There's usually some limits. So maybe it's an awesome oil, but you can only get 2 of them, or you can only get 1 of them. And they've always been fantastic. Like I've never had any bad thing to say about Black Friday. They just keep getting better and better. But this year, the fact that it's not a 24 or even a 48-hour sale, but it's an entire week long, there's no limits, is incredible. And the icing on the cake for me is the fact that the 30% oils we've never seen a discount that huge. Do any of you ever remember seeing 30% off a wholesale price? Like that is crazy town. So it's a really, really good opportunity for us to stock up on the oils that we know and love at an awesome price, especially with the holidays around the corner, and even just, you know, with all that's going on in the world, wanting to keep our bodies as clean and as in tip-top shape as possible, having extras of our favorite go-to oils on hand is not a bad idea, particularly with supply chain issues and just you never know what's going to be coming down the pike. I like to have a nice stash at home. So we've got 30 essential oils that are 30% off through the 28th. They're all available right now with the exception of one, that's White Light. We can't get it, so we're not even going to waste our time talking about it tonight. But we are going to tell you about our top tips of some of our quick, just off-the-cuff type of usage tips for how to use all of the oils that we can grab on sale right now. So we're not going to teach a class, but we hope to inspire you to maybe try a new oil that you've never experienced before, or just to give you more uses for the oils that you do know and love so that you have lots of ways to put them to good use in your home. So thank you to all of the ladies that are here on the call tonight. I'm looking forward to hearing all of your stories and your experiences with the different oils that we've got here. And without further delay, let's get started. I'm going to talk about the top 3 on the singles list. If you're not familiar, Young Living has 2 different types of oils. They are singles or they are blends. The singles are just that. It's a single ingredient. So if it's lemon oil, there's nothing in it but lemon. If it's peppermint, nothing but peppermint. On the other hand, you've got blends, which are also just what they sound like. That's a lot of different single oils that are expertly blended together, mostly by our Young Living founder, Gary Young. And they are intended to kind of achieve a particular purpose, or they're used for a certain reason or to boost a particular system. So they were really designed with something in mind. We're going to go through the singles first, then we will move on to the blends. So the first 3 on the sale list, 30% off, is lemon, lavender, and peppermint. I think these are probably 3 of the most typically used essential oils. They cannot be beat when it comes to using them individually for different purposes. Lavender is amazing for sleep. Lemon is just great all around. It's one of my favorite aromas to diffuse. It's very uplifting, very bright. And peppermint is awesome. It's cooling in the summertime. It's great to like put on your temples if you've got any tension, stress, that kind of thing. But the real power of these 3 is when you use them together. They are a powerhouse for when the seasons are changing, when you've got like when you've got, I don't know what that little noise was, when you've got stuffy nose, when you're sneezing, when you got runny eyes, all the things that come with like spring and fall time, using those 3 together is an amazing way to help ease those situations in the change of seasons. Next up, we have tea tree. Who can share with us something that you know and love about tea tree oil? Rose, you are muted. Let's see you unmute yourself.
Sorry. Put it right there. That's what I'm going to say about tea tree. Just put it on that thing.
We can't see your face. What are we looking at?
A zit.
Oh, perfect for skincare. That's a great one.
It is.
Which leads right into frankincense. Anybody have any tips for frankincense?
Well, frankincense is fantastic for all things skin, aging, maturing, all of that stuff. But one of my favorite things that's kind of off the cuff and off the beaten trail is if there's any respiratory things that are going on, it has a really great way of supporting your respiratory system. So put it on your feet, put it on your chest, and you'll have a wonderful experience. I think The next one is orange though, right?
It is.
So orange is one of my absolute favorites. It brightens up just about any diffuser blend that you may want. You can mix it with thieves. You can mix it with any other citrus oils, and it just has a way of brightening it up. And when you learn a little bit more about essential oils and how well they work for your emotions, you'll learn that orange has a connection to the emotion of anger and helping for it to dissipate when you rub it over your liver, and kind of brighten up and help to alleviate sour moods.
Great way of putting it. Awesome. And vanilla oil. This is actually an oleo resin, not to be confused with an essential oil. I don't really even know what the difference is, but I know that Young Living makes a clear difference that this is a oleo resin. So if anybody knows anything about it, feel free to enlighten us because I can't remember. Gross.
I don't really know. I don't know anything about the oleo resin other than it smells divine. The vanilla is absolutely incredible. But if you mix it with thieves and orange in a diffuser, oh my gosh, it is so good. So I'm going to highly recommend that. Thieves, orange, and vanilla in the diffuser.
Okay.
Sleep with that often.
Sounds like a winner. I will have to try that. I don't know that I've done that combo before. Next up is lime oil, another favorite citrus.
I'll speak up on the lime.
All right, let's hear it.
I particularly like the lime in my seltzer water, or just water, just like that refreshing, feeling. But mostly combined with my Ninja Red and some seltzer water and the lime and then some mint leaves. It's like you have a Ninja mojito.
Yum.
Very nice.
In a nice tall glass of ice. So refreshing. I really enjoyed that during the summertime.
That sounds delicious.
It sure does.
Great tip. How about grapefruit oil? Jacqueline.
My husband uses it every day in his Ninja Red. That's his favorite oil. He loves grapefruit. It's such a refresher, and then also in seltzer. But I like it actually in the diffuser. I like the smell of it. It's very fresh and very bright.
That's kind of been a common thread in all of these different citrus oils that we've mentioned. They really do just brighten up any diffuser blend. I love that. Eucalyptus globulus.
Actually, I use it when I have a cough. I'm not allowed to say that, sorry. But I rub it on the bottom of my feet. I rub it on the bottom of my feet, and it tends to help alleviate anything that happens.
On your feet. Now, why do you think on your feet is the best place to put it?
Well, just because of the pores, and it just goes in. And what is the saying that when you put oils in the bottom of your feet, it takes how many seconds to go into? You can find it in your bloodstream. What is it, 26 seconds? I
think it was like 22 seconds or something like that. I remember. Yeah.
Yep. So that's why I put it on the bottom of my feet, and it tends to help.
Awesome. Next up is lemongrass. Anybody have a use for lemongrass? Jacqueline's got all the uses.
Well, actually, I like putting it on my wool dryer balls. And I also put I make a curry chicken, and I just put like a little swirl in my curry chicken, just a tiny bit, and it is amazing. It just brings up the flavor boost like unbelievable.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Also, if you read up a little bit more on lemongrass, you'll find that it's really, really good for creaky joints, and kind of helps just to kind of alleviate and soothe and all of that. So adding that with some other muscle joint support is really good for you.
Yeah, it's great on your knees. It's really good. Cedarwood. Can I just tell you about cedarwood? I absolutely love the smell of it. Almost like I can almost taste it when I put it in the diffuser. I love it so much. I love it for just a chill, like good night's rest. I love to combine it with lavender. It is one of those oils that has an aroma that's you love it or hate it. I am definitely on the side of love it. Have been obsessed with it for 8 years since I first got it. I got it with my starter kit oil when I first got started, and it's just fantastic. It just helps to clear my mind, help me to fall asleep really fast. I don't have like crazy dreams. I just have nice, pleasant, deep sleep, wake up refreshed in the morning. So I can't say enough about cedarwood. Absolutely love it. And for those people who hate it, I've heard that the more you use it, suddenly kind of like a switch flips in your brain, and suddenly you start to love it too. So you just kind of got to press through it. If you don't like it at first, mix it with other things, maybe just use it on your feet and put socks on. But eventually it grows on you, and then you're like obsessed like I am. So love that one. How about Ylang Ylang? it got quiet. Do you guys not want to share how you use your Ylang Ylang? Come on, Rose, you're smiling pretty big. Tell us.
I'm laughing. It's not my favorite, so I keep it far away from me. It's too flowery. I don't like it.
You don't like it. It's not a fan of, okay.
It's not an aroma
that's the thing about oils. I mean, I love that we don't have to love every single thing.
Exactly.
You can pick and choose because we have so much to pick and choose from, right?
Mm-hmm.
Jacqueline, did you have something to say about it?
Well, it's good for the bedroom. Just keep it at that.
It is good for the bedroom. It's really good for blood circulation. It's good for the heart. So yeah, good things. I like the aroma of it. I just don't want it straight up. Like I want to drop in the diffuser and then I want to mix it with other things like orange and other, things like that. Tree oils are great with Ylang Ylang. And I love it in blends. So it's a pretty powerful one, like you said, in the bedroom. We have a whole other class in that. If anybody's interested, we have a Lucy Libido class. We have an Oils After Dark here in our living room group. You can go check it out too. Great information there. And then the last oil in the singles is Bergamot. Love that oil as well. It's also, some people are surprised to learn that it is a citrus oil. It comes from the rind of a citrus fruit. So along the same lines as the other citrus oils that are on sale, the lemon, lime, grapefruit. What else did we have? Orange. This is going to be another citrus oil, but it almost leans to the floral side. Like the aroma of it, you get the nice brightness, like the crispness of a citrus, but it also has that slightly floral bent to it as well. It's actually the signature aroma in Earl Grey tea. So if you're familiar with Earl Grey tea and the way that that smells and tastes, that's because of the bergamot that's in it. So love that one, love it in the diffuser. Also love it in tea. So moving right along, let's go on to our favorite blends. Now, this first blend that we're going to talk about, I think all of us could probably wax poetic and just have so many things to say about it. But I'm going to just cut to the chase. Suffice it to say, Thieves oil is a powerhouse for your immune system. No house in the world should be without this oil at this point. Like there's no substitute, there's no knockoff brand, there's no DIY version that comes close to the power of Thieves oil for your immune system. So people should be diffusing this right now, just year round. I mean, it's one of the best ways to really give your immune system a kick in the pants and give your body a fighting chance to be well, to stay well, and all of those good things. So Thieves is one of those absolute must-haves. Everybody should have like a gallon of this stuff for the zombie apocalypse. Next up, Purification. Who can tell us something they love about Purification?
For me, Purification, I like when I make my Thieves cleaner, actually adding a few more drops of Purification in there kind of gives it that extra niceness. So when I'm spraying my counters down or wiping the table or something, it just gives it that extra nice.
That extra freshness, right? It takes it to the next level.
Mm-hmm.
It really is a great aroma. And it has some of the singles that we were talking about before. It's got the lemongrass in there. I think that's probably one of the most pungent aromas in the Purification oil is that lemongrass, which is just really clean and pure smelling. Next is Stress Away.
Mm-hmm.
That's wonderful.
My secret sleep sauce is Stress Away, Lavender, and Frankincense. And it works. As I'm adding it to my diffuser, I feel myself drifting off. It's so good.
What is it? It's Stress Away and what other ones?
Lavender and Frankincense. Equal parts.
Okay.
Yeah, wonderful. When I wake up.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead. I'll add on.
If I wake up to like run to the bathroom or something, the first thing I realize is that I'm smelling it. And it's like, to get back in the bed, I go right back out.
That's fantastic. I'm going to give you guys a blending tip. If you are new to creating diffuser blends, one of the easiest ways to do it is to just kind of go by this rule of thumb that if you have a blend, like Rose was saying with Stress Away, that is already like a masterfully blended assortment of oils. I wouldn't usually take Stress Away oil and add another blend to it because it feels like it's almost too many oils almost competing. But I will, in a heartbeat, take a blend and add some singles to it. So the first 15 or so oils that we covered tonight were all single oils. And like Adi said, orange goes with pretty much anything. You could add orange to your Stress Away. You could add it to your Thieves. You can add it to your Purification. Feel free to have fun with making your own combinations in the diffuser. But the general rule of thumb is stick to maybe one blend and add in some singles. Don't be putting like your Thieves and your Purification and your Valor and your Evergreen Essence and your Relieve It all in the diffuser and go like, I smell all the oils all the time. Like it's going to be a bit much. There's not going to be any particular notes that are coming forward. It's just going to be a whole lot of smells all at once. So there's a little diffuser tip for you. Moving right along is peace and calming. I'm going to call on Adi because Adi just had an experience with peace and calming this weekend.
Ooh, yes. So I read a book about it and how it can really help to kind of calm in the midst of whatever you're feeling physiologically. So that's the beauty of it. It's not just like, oh, that smells good. Let me just, go into la la land. No, there's actually stuff that connects with your brain, the way those particular oils are synergistically put together, attach to your brain. And then there's just, it's like a hush. And so anybody who ever has a moment of like with the heart racing because of regular everyday things, it has a way of just kind of calming that physiological response. And so I was in a situation, an accident a couple of months ago, and I had to visit the same area again. And I actually made sure I had tons of peace and calming along my hoodies. The collar of my hoodie. I had it hanging in my diffuser thing in the car, and I just found myself not having so much of the response that I had anticipated. And I'm pretty confident that having the peace and calming there is part of the reason why. So I tell you, the blends were put together on purpose for a purpose. And so a lot of people will say, oh, but I have some of this and I have some of that and I have some of this. Let me just see what oils are in there. Gary Young knew what he was doing when he put all of the different drops in that bottle to make that blend. So let's stick with the expert.
Exactly. One of the most powerful blends I think that Gary Young ever formulated was Valor. I actually don't remember his story off the top of my head of why he created it, but I do know that every blend that he went into the lab and created was because there was a purpose and a person that needed that. Like he had a need in mind and he would go and he would craft it, he would do the research, and then he would formulate it. And Valor oil is absolutely beautiful. It has so much capability to just help to calm the emotions, to help that fight or flight switch just be switched so that you can make a more rational decision. You can think clearly. It gives you confidence. It's great, even just for like everyday things, like people that have to do Zoom calls that are not comfortable with it. You have to do a presentation. You are in some type of performance or you're singing. Valor is great for that. If you're a nervous driver or a nervous flyer, Valor just helps to just keep everything kind of even keel and boost your confidence and just make life easier. So I absolutely love Valor oil, and thank Gary for making it. All of these blends, really. Next up,
really quick with that, just want to throw out with Valor. With Valor, it's also really good too for if you have a bump or bruise. It actually can help with that as well, and that's like an unknown kind of usage for Valor.
Yeah. Absolutely great for goose eggs. And I have a little guy who just never slows down. So if he's going to hit something, he hits it full speed, and it's always, goose egg on his forehead or whatever. We go through a lot of Valor around here for that too. All right, next up is Citrus Fresh.
I love Citrus Fresh and lime actually on my fruit, just like a drop or two, and just mix it all up. And it's like, oh my God, it's like crack cocaine. It's so good. My kids ask for it, like you crack cocaine on. So
it's really that addictive. It does give it a great flavor, very fresh and without sugar. Like you don't have to add any kind of sweetener to it, and you get that boost of flavor.
Also great to put it in your trash can. It's good for anything that's like stinky. If you put a little cotton ball in the bottom of your trash can or like a little paper towel or something, it just helps it to keep it smelling fresh without any like yucky chemicals in your bags or anything like that.
Awesome. Great tip. RC. First of all, what does RC stand for? Anybody know?
Respiratory Care?
Respiratory Care, yeah.
I love that. That is my favorite respiratory blend. I use it a lot in the wintertime just to, because it gets stuffy with the heat's on and right, you can't breathe and get all gunked up. Just throw some RC in the diffuser. It's great.
It's very crisp, but not citrusy.
Eucalyptus, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's all that's in it is eucalyptus blend, different eucalyptus varieties.
Yeah, I don't even know if I have any, but I think you're right. It might have some mint or something. I'm not sure.
No, that's like the Raven or the Breathe Again.
Yeah,
those blends have like peppermint or lemon and stuff in it. I think RC is just 3 varieties of eucalyptus blended.
I wouldn't be surprised. It's very it smells like a spa. It's one of the oils that I like to put in my, I have a little diffuser in my shower, a little battery operated thing. And I just press that. I think I've got grapefruit on one side and RC on the other. And it just makes the whole place smell like luxurious and like you're in a pampered spa. So it's wonderful.
The other thing too with RC is you can use, I mix it with a carrier oil and I put it on my chest before I go work out.
Okay.
Nice.
Helps you breathe deeper and feel more open. Very cool. Evergreen Essence. This is my absolute favorite Christmas tree blend. It is so amazing, but I can't even really speak to this new one because it's a brand new formula. Did you guys know that? That just this past, I can't remember what the event was, but it was something that all the diamonds were at. They announced that they actually amped up this particular blend and they put a lot more pine oils in it. And I cannot get into the exact reasons why, but it was based on a lot of medical studies that had been done recently to help the body respond to the issues that the world has been facing over the last 18, 19 months. And they came to find out that pine oil was really instrumental in helping people to push through with having clearer breathing and just being able to recover and be well sooner. So they wanted to kind of adjust this blend to meet that need. And it's got a lot more of those pine oils in there so that it is more targeted for people that want to use it for that purpose. And it just smells incredible. I mean, it's literally like you have a Christmas tree forest in your living room just pumping out of your diffuser. I am definitely a woodsy type of girl. I absolutely love, I adore all of the woods oils. I think I told you that with cedarwood, with anything that has a tree and that like grounding aroma in it, I'm in. Absolutely love it. So Evergreen Essence, and it's available in the 15 mil, which you can very rarely ever find. It's one of those oils that is not available year round. So it's available right now and it's on sale and it's in the big bottle and there's no limit. So don't say I didn't warn you. Go get you some Evergreen Essence. Next is Relieve It. Anybody used Relieve It before?
It's never been available whenever I wanted to order it. And I didn't notice it until we just started this evening. So I'll be back on the website later.
Okay. You already placed your Black Friday order and got to do it now.
But it's all week, so I'm good.
It's all week. Yeah, you can just keep going in and putting more things and using John's account if you want to.
There you go.
Yeah, Relieve It is, from what I recall, I think it's in the family of like the Panaway and aromaceas and some of those oils that are more like for your muscles and tension and that kind of thing. Similar to you, Rose, when I've needed it, like when it's come up on the Zytoscan or something, I didn't have the oil. So probably a good one that I should just get. Actually, it came up on my husband's before too. So probably something to do with muscles. Inspiration. Anybody have inspiration oil? Is it on anybody's must try list? I'm going to find the ingredients because I remember looking at it earlier and saying that all of those single oils are oils that I love. So I bet I'd love the blend too. And I don't think that I have it, or if I have had it, it's been a long, long time. Ingredients: cedarwood. Told you. See, cedarwood, black spruce, which is amazing. Absolutely love Northern Lights black spruce, myrtle oil, coriander, sandalwood, frankincense, bergamot, and vetiver. So that's, I mean, that whole list is just a star lineup as far as I'm concerned. So I'm getting inspiration oil just based on the ingredients. It sounds amazing. Clarity oil. Can anybody speak to that? Because if not, I'm gonna grab my husband.
Love clarity. It really does help to clear the mind. But what's so funny is I have a friend who started off a bit of a skeptic and used to always say, oh, here's Audie and her oils again. And he was working on his master's and he had a paper that was due in like 7 days and he had no time to do it except for the day, like 7 days before. The rest of the week was totally packed. And he was like, I'm just going to stay up and do 3 pages a night until whatever, and just whatever. So I left him a little bit of clarity and he actually finished all 7 pages, all the rest of the pages that were due in record time. And before that evening finished, the whole paper was done. And he was like, I need a bottle of this. I've never experienced anything like that before. So I just thought that was funny.
Wow, that's great. I need that when I'm doing some housework or something I need to plow through. I'm gonna run out of steam. My husband diffuses it all the time and he combines it with peppermint for the same reason. Just when you've got a lot of work and you need to plow through it and stay on task and not get distracted and stuff like that. He uses the clarity and then the peppermint just for alertness, and it smells great. And apparently it works really good too. It's one of those more herbal oils. So it's definitely not going to fall in the category of like your citrusy or your woodsy or your floral. It is just its own herbal. I think it's probably got rosemary in it. I don't even remember off the top of my head, but again, specifically blended to do what it says, provide you with extra mental clarity. So it is appropriately named. Next up is Raven, which I know Rose mentioned a little earlier, also in the respiratory care kind of category. Who loves and has used Raven before?
I love it. It's so good. That one's very eucalyptusy as well. So mixing that with a little with a carrier oil, rubbing it on the chest. And it's funny when you're dealing with respiratory, a lot of times we think of rubbing it on our chest right up here, but I like to actually rub it on our back because our rib cage covers a lot of that. And in the back, you kind of have it more open, just something. So I like to put it in the chest and also on the back. And it just really helps to help you breathe deeper and all the good stuff.
Sounds good. Abundance.
I love Abundance. I wear it as a perfume oftentimes. And then people will be like, who's got patchouli on? There's patchouli in it. And I love it. I think it's wonderful. And I don't know whose phone's ringing. My apologies.
That's money calling.
Money call. That's right. So yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Anybody else with abundance oil? What does it smell like? Like besides patchouli, what else is in it?
I can't even remember what else is in it, but the patchouli is pretty strong in there, right?
I bet there's some cinnamon in there. It's got a little bit of spice.
Maybe.
Cassia? Is it cassia that's in there?
Oh, maybe that's what it is. Yeah, it's in the cinnamon family. Something in it.
It says it has orange, frankincense, patchouli, clove, ginger, myrrh, cinnamon bark, and black spruce.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
That's nice.
Another complex blend. Nice.
Yes, very.
Next up is Gentle Baby. I adore Gentle Baby. I hadn't used it for a whole lot of years because my baby is he's going to be 8 in March. He is my only oily baby, meaning the only one of my 3 kids that I had oils when I was pregnant. I had when he was an infant. Like I diffused Gentle Baby in his nursery, and it was just that's how his room smelled when he was little. And then as he got older and there were other oils that he wanted and needed, we didn't diffuse Gentle Baby for a long time. And just recently I pulled it out because I think I had like a 15 ml bottle and I just suddenly had an abundance of Gentle Baby. And I smelled it and it was so delightful. Like it reminded me of those times when he was an infant and like how happy that was and how fun it was. But then I also could just appreciate it on its own as an aroma. Like I wasn't using it for a specific purpose anymore. Like I did when he was a baby, it was to get him to sleep at night, to calm him when he was fussy. And now since that's no longer what I deal with, it was just pure enjoyment. So I've been putting it in the diffuser a lot. I put it in the little car diffusers that we got from Young Living this month. I put it in the car and I love the aroma for the sheer pleasure of it. So it's available now in the 15 ml bottle, which is amazing. A lot of times it's only available in the little ones. So that's a definite must have if you can grab that in your Black Friday order. Next is white.
One other thing I would say about Gentle Baby is I had a new mom ask me about her belly and stretch marks and all the things. And so using that along with a carrier oil throughout pregnancy, as a mom is growing into mommyhood and all throughout the process, just keeping your skin, it's excellent for skincare.
Okay, very nice. I also heard that it helps with like the new baby mother bonding process too, whether it's a biological baby or even if you're adopting a child, it just helps. Like Adi, you were talking about earlier with the brain and how certain oils go and affect different parts of your brain. This particular oil helps to affect the part of the brain that deals with emotional bonding. And so for adoptive families, for new moms, new parents, even for the siblings to just bond and create those happy times early on. So it's a good one. All right, next up is White Light. We're not gonna spend much time because it's not available. You missed it, you were too slow, it came, it went, it's over. It was basically an oil that has a lot of the different white evergreen oils, which kind of is an oxymoron, but your conifer oils like white pine, white fir, white spruce, white, like any of the white varieties. And they were all blended together in this White Light oil that you can't get anymore. So we're gonna move on to Daily Divine. I ain't got nothing for you.
I don't have
It's a
it.
new oil to all of us, I think, because it was only available in a trio before. I don't have that trio. All I know about it, like, I don't even know why it's called that or what its purpose is, but I can tell you from reading the list of what's in it, sign me up. White fir, black spruce, sandalwood, palo santo. There we go. There's 4 tree oils already. I'm all in this. Vetiver, which is a deep, like, roots type of earthy.
It's a grass.
It's a grass, yeah. And manuka and jasmine oil. So that just sounds like a divine combination. I don't know what I would use it for yet. So do any of you have any experience? Have you learned anything about it, or any knowledge to share with us? Or are we all just shooting blind? And
I think we're just shooting blind. I think we are. But one of the things that I find interesting is when learning about tree oils and why they're so special in general is that they're very grounding. And so sometimes our mind constantly in so many places that the way that the tree oils work in our bodies is similar to the way trees stand in their home when they're standing, when they're in their growing place, and they just have a strength and a rootedness and a groundedness just to kind of stand firm. And so whenever our brains are going everywhere and our thoughts are kind of scattered and things like that, tree oils in general have a way of being able to keep us give
in
us
the
that
moment, like
that push.
presence.
Yes, it's supposed to give us that strength. So when you think about a strong tree, when you think about a tall tree, when you think about how trees stand in a storm, and different things like that, when you think of those characteristics, you can kind of see the type of emotional support that it can provide by maybe putting a drop on your hand and taking in a deep breath and exhaling. A funny story is a couple of years ago, I went to see my nutritionist and she was doing some muscle testing. And she said, "Oh my goodness, you've got a lot of things going on. Your brain and your heart are testing way out of range." In her assessment, I was experiencing a lot of stress. And so she tested me for some oils and the oil grounding came through. So I called up my girlfriend. I said, "Hey, we're meeting up this weekend. Do you have any grounding?" She said, "No, but why don't you look in the back of the bottle? Why don't you look at the ingredient list and see what's in there?" And so in the meantime, my nutritionist said, "Maybe you should go outside and hug a tree." And so I started laughing. I'm like, "Oh my gosh, are you serious?" Like, walk. Well, when I opened up my app, I looked at the list of oils that were on it, and grounding is full of tree oils. And I started laughing. I was like, "Are you serious?" And then that's when she explained to me on a nutritionist level how trees and different things when it comes to growing affect us emotionally. And then that just taught me even more about how our oils are powerful. So very, very cool information.
Wow, that is awesome, and explains a lot about why I love the tree oils so much, because I am so attracted to them, but I also am one of those who my brain goes a mile a minute. I have so many things to do. It's hard to decide where to go next, what to do first, and the tree oils just honestly, they just ground me. They make me feel like, okay, I can breathe, I can think clearly, I can do this. And so any of these oils that have a bunch of trees in them, I'm all in. So I think we could teach a whole entire other class just on the emotional effects of these oils, and even just the science of how they affect our brains and our mood. And that's all on top of the physical benefits that they give you, because we didn't even go into a whole lot of the physical, like the way that diffusing things actually affects your physical health and your emotional health, like the whole thing. They're amazing. They really are little powerful drops in these little bottles that we get to collect and use and bless people with. I'm thankful for all of you guys and all the little tips that you shared. Hopefully for all of our watchers, you learned something new. You found a new way that you can use a favorite, or maybe a new blend that you would like to try. All of these are 30% off through the rest of this Black Friday sale. It's an epic 7 days where we can get these oils, with the exception of the one that has sold out, White Light. I don't know how long all of these will stay in stock. There are no limits. Young Living has told us that they have tried to over-prepare, over-anticipate the demand. But I think we can never really prepare for Young Living people, because with no limits, some people gonna go crazy and just buy up all the stock. So if there's something you see and you know you want to get it early. Don't wait to the end. If there's something you forgot that you need to add on, like Rose said, you can still log back in through to the end of the sale. Tell your friends. This is such a great opportunity for your friends to be able to purchase oils through you. They don't have to get a starter kit. They don't have to subscribe to anything. They don't have to have any strings attached. If they want one of these oils that are on sale, show them how to go into the website, put in your referral number, your member number as their referrer, and just place an order. They can get 1 bottle. They can get 5 bottles. They can get anything they want to. No strings attached. Obviously, you can tell them about the subscription where there's more and more benefits, but it's just so simple for people to get started these days. And these 30 oils make it even easier. So thank you, ladies, all for watching. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for participating in this. And we hope that you learned something great and can pass on the knowledge.